As the sun begins to set over Vigan City, the streets of Calle Crisologo glow with golden light. The cobblestones glimmer softly, and the air carries the rhythm of horse-drawn calices moving slowly through the narrow lanes. Leah, a young traveler eager to explore history, steps into this enchanting scene, pulling her small suitcase behind her. Every sound and sight feels like a whisper from another century. The tall Spanish-era houses, with their wooden windows and balconies, seem to watch over her, their walls echoing stories of the past. The scent of freshly baked empanada drifts from a nearby stall, mixing with the faint aroma of roasted corn and street food, creating a warm and comforting atmosphere. She can hear locals laughing and chatting in the distance, their voices blending with the soft clip-clop of hooves on stone. Lanterns begin to flicker to life, casting a golden glow on the streets, while the shadows stretch long against the ancient walls. Leah pauses to take in the view, her heart filled with awe. The beauty of Calle Crisologo is more than what meets the eye, it's a journey through time, a living memory of a bygone era that still breathes within the city's soul. In that moment, she realizes that Vigan is not just a destination, it's a story, one told by its people, preserved in its streets, and felt in the heart of anyone who walks through its timeless charm. As Leah continues walking through the narrow lanes of Vigan, she comes across a small antique shop filled with old furniture, faded photographs, and handmade crafts. Behind the counter sits an elderly man with kind eyes and a gentle smile, Don Ramon. Curious, Leah greets him, and soon they begin to talk. Don Ramon tells her that Vigan's story began in the 16th century, when Spanish explorers first arrived on these shores. The city's name, he explains, came from the local word bagae, a type of plant that once grew abundantly along the riverbanks. He speaks proudly of how Vigan became a center of trade, where Chinese merchants exchanged silk, gold, and porcelain for local goods long before modern times. As Leah listens, she imagines ships docking by the old port, traders calling out in different languages, and the air buzzing with excitement. Don Ramon opens a small chest and shows her coins from the Spanish era, their edges worn smooth by time. He says these streets have witnessed centuries of change, colonization, revolution, and rebirth, yet the spirit of the people has never faded. Leah feels a deep respect for this city that holds so many untold stories. She realizes that Vigan is more than just old buildings, it is a living museum where every brick, window, and corner preserves a chapter of history. With each word Don Ramon speaks, the past comes alive before her eyes, filling her heart with wonder. As night falls over Vigan, the gentle glow of lanterns lights up the narrow streets. Leah and Don Ramon sit outside his shop, and the old man begins to tell her about the city's darkest yet most heroic days. He speaks softly, his eyes distant, as if seeing the memories unfold again. During World War II, he explains, Vigan faced destruction when Japanese forces invaded the Philippines. Many towns and cities were reduced to ashes, but Vigan's people refused to let their heritage die. Families worked together to hide sacred artifacts, paintings, and historical documents inside the thick walls of churches and ancestral homes. Some even risked their lives to protect the city's treasures. Don Ramon recalls how his grandfather joined a group of townspeople who guarded Calle Crisologo, ensuring the enemy wouldn't destroy its heart. The people prayed nightly, believing that faith would shield their city from harm. Miraculously, Vigan survived when many others did not. Leah listens silently, feeling a mix of sorrow and pride. The idea that courage and unity could save an entire city moves her deeply. As the church bells ring in the distance, she looks down the glowing street, imagining those who once stood there defending their homes and history. Vigan's survival, she realizes, is not just a historical fact, it is a story of faith, sacrifice, and unbreakable love for one's roots. In that moment, Leah understands that every preserved wall here is a symbol of hope that refused to burn. The next morning, the first light of dawn spread softly across the rooftops of Vigan. Leah walks through Calle Crisologo once more, now quiet and calm after the night's stillness. The air is fresh, carrying the faint scent of brewed coffee and early morning bread. She follows the cobblestone path to the main plaza, where she stops in front of a bronze plaque that reads, Vigan City, UNESCO World Heritage Site. She runs her fingers over the engraved letters, feeling the weight of centuries beneath her touch. Don Ramon's words echo in her mind, that Vigan was declared a UNESCO Heritage City in 1999 for preserving its unique blend of Asian and Spanish colonial architecture. Looking around, she sees the reason why. Every building tells a story, from the Cape's shell windows to the carved wooden doors that have stood for hundreds of years. The horse-drawn calices still pass by slowly, blending perfectly into the rhythm of this timeless place. Leah enters a small museum, where old photographs and ancient artifacts fill the rooms with memories. She can almost hear the whispers of merchants, revolutionaries, and families who once lived here. Stepping back outside, she watches the sunlight touch the walls, turning them golden once again. Time feels suspended, the past and present exist together in harmony. Leah smiles, realizing that Vigan is not frozen in time, it is alive, breathing through its heritage, and gracefully preserving its soul for generations to come. As evening returns to Vigan, the city comes alive with music, laughter, and celebration. Leah joins a crowd gathering in the town plaza, where children dressed in colorful traditional costumes begin to dance to the beat of drums and bamboo instruments. Their smiles are bright, their movements graceful, a living reflection of the city's soul. Nearby, elders sit proudly, watching the younger generation carry forward the customs that have defined Vigan for centuries. The air fills with the aroma of longanisa, empanada, and roasted corn, as families share food and stories under the lantern-lit sky. Leah feels an overwhelming sense of belonging, as if she has become part of something timeless. Don Ramon appears again, standing quietly by her side. You see, he says softly, Vigan is not just about old walls or ancient streets, it's about the people who keep its heart beating. His words stay with her as she watches the dancers spin and laugh. Leah realizes that the true magic of Vigan lies not only in its preserved beauty but in the unity, pride, and warmth of its people. When the festival ends and the crowd begins to fade, she takes one last walk down Calle Crisologo. The lanterns flicker gently above her, and she whispers, history isn't something you just read, it's something you feel. As she departs, she knows she's leaving with more than memories, she carries with her the living spirit of Vigan, a heritage that never fades.